The chances are good that sugar is a bigger part of your daily diet than you may realize, which is why our story tonight is so important. New research coming out of some of America's most respected institutions is starting to find that sugar, the way many people are eating it today, is a toxin.
Is sugar toxic?
I believe it is.
Do you ever worry that it just sounds a little bit over the top?
Sure, all the time. But it's the truth.
And it turns out, sugar has become a major focus in cancer research too.
And what are you starting to see?
We found that the subjects who consumed high fructose corn syrup had increased blood levels of LDL cholesterol and other risk factors for cardiovascular disease.
If you limit your sugar, you decrease your chances of developing cancer.
Absolutely.
What are all these various diseases that you say are linked to sugar?
Obesity, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease itself.
If you overeat these on a regular basis, it causes changes in the brain that basically it blunts your reward region response to the food, so then you eat more and more to achieve the same satisfaction you felt originally.
As strange as it sounds, that means the more you eat, the less you feel the reward. The result? You eat more than ever.
I'm standing here today to recruit you in the war against bad food.
By bad food, Dr. Lustig means the obvious things, such as table sugar, honey, syrup, sugary drinks, and desserts, but also just about every processed food you can imagine, where sugar is often hidden. Yogurts and sauces, bread, even peanut butter. But for most of us, that's easier said than done.
And most of it, you say, is preventable.
75% of it is preventable.
Turns out sugar is much more addictive than I think we had sort of realized early on.
But you're saying this is one of the most addictive substances possibly.
We love it. We go out of our way to find it.
Sugar activates the brain in a special way that's very reminiscent of drugs like cocaine.
That's right, cocaine. So imagine, for these healthy young people, drinking a sweetened drink might be just as bad for their hearts as the fatty cheeseburgers we've all been warned about since the 1970s. That's when a government commission mandated that we lower fat consumption to try and reduce heart disease.
Major coronary risk factors.
So with the best of intentions, they say, time to reduce fat in the American diet.
Exactly. And we did. And guess what? Heart disease, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, and death are skyrocketing. When you take the fat out of the food, it tastes like cardboard. And the food industry knew that. So they replaced it with sugar. So when you taste something that's sweet, it's an evolutionary Darwinian signal that this is a safe food.
We were born this way.
We were born this way.
To that end, he co-authored an American Heart Association report recommending men should consume no more than 150 calories of added sugars a day, and women just 100 calories. That's less than the amount in just one can of soda.
Ultimately, this is a public health crisis. And when it's a public health crisis, you have to do big things and you have to do them across the board. Tobacco and alcohol are perfect examples. We have made a conscious choice that we're not going to get rid of them, but we are going to limit their consumption. I think sugar belongs in this exact same wastebasket.
And could be a driving force behind some of this country's leading killers, including heart disease. As a result of these findings, an anti-sugar campaign has sprung up, led by Dr. Robert Lustig, a California endocrinologist, who believes the consumption of added sugars has plunged America into a public health crisis.